Salty, salty salvation. Not a problematic statement in the slightest. The sea is good eatins today. The wets, the fish, the dirt I'm scraping against on the sea floor. I'm too heavy, I can't really lift my head. But I always want more! It's my favorite scene! Oh, look, a sea creature. One to ingest and add to my leg mass. The dead marine animals in my legs. That nonsense.
I'll go straight to your hips.
You're into butt stuff, huh? Well, too bad for you. I don't have a butt. I have a hoof. A third hoof, for some reason. My biology is weird. Ugh, seems we both have pretty weird biology.
More like diology, because I'm dead.
Dead? You're deceased? Eater?
Yep. I didn't always look like this, though, despite my name. Humans call me Blobfish, despite the fact that I only look like this when I die. The jerks! Nothing else is named after its corpse's appearance. Nobody calls humans rotmans or worm cakes. I can stand the sight of worms, but I can't stand that. I used to look like a normal fish. Wasn't I handsome?
What are you expecting me to comment? I mean, do you see eyes on me?
How could you tell I'm here then?
My lips are sensitive to movements in the water.
What lips?
Fine, the, edges of my mouth ridge. Look, I'm basically a giant sentient trash can with kickstands on either side of me. I'm going to use body part labels that don't make sense. They're common terms to get the idea across. Stop taking words literally.
It's fine. I don't have working eyes either. Or a working anything, since I'm dead.
So, you're completely dead, huh? Then how are you talking?
Same as any of us. Cartoon power.
Neat. So, what'd you die of? Being handsome?
You wouldn't say that if you saw me now. But, no. Pressure changes.
Pressure, huh? High stakes job?
No, like water pressure.
You're a fish that got killed by the water? That's pretty dumb.
That's how it works. Depending on their biology, most fish stay at roughly the same water pressure. You know how water changes in pressure depending on how deep you are. The gravity well of the planet increases the pressure of air and water the closer you get to the core. Gravity doesn't just pull you towards the center, it also holds you in place, if only slightly. And the further down you go, the stronger that hold is on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there. That is bogus. I mean, I'm almost 9 kilometers tall, but I feel fine.
Okay, well, tell me this. How does the top of your head feel?
Light, airy, because it's not underwater like the rest of me.
And the bottom of your body?
Like, there's a bunch of weight around me, I guess?
And the parts of you near the surface of the water?
Well, now that I think about it, like there's less weight there.
Right. Those different feelings are exactly what pressure is. Your body is just somehow used to being this tall and the different pressures you're under at all times.
Huh. Must be because I'm made of a bunch of smaller sea eaters. Yeah, I'm a bunch of small sea eaters fused together to create this massive hive-minded creature. And being a hive-minded creature is actually not as bad as it sounds. I mean, especially when the only thing your mind is focused on is eating the sea. I guess it makes sense though, with having so many sea eaters as part of my body. It's probably necessary to have that many hearts pumping blood. Otherwise, it'd be basically impossible to pump the blood between the changes in pressure. Huh, that's neat! Very neat.
Yeah, sure, that's realistic.
So you're saying you became bloated and pink because you...
I rose out of the water too quickly. Without the immense water pressure at the bottom of the sea, where I live, my body tissue exploded outwards. It's the same reason a human's eardrums pop when scaling mountains or when they're on an airplane going up. The weight of air and water on the flesh changes depending on your distance to the planet. Travel too far from the planet and your body will have less weight on it, causing the unprotected body parts to expand, often violently.
Huh. Well, too bad you aren't built for super speed like I am. My body can withstand a ton of force. It just requires water to keep the parts connected. Or something. I don't understand the specifics, really. I'm just picking this up as I go. I mean, when you're a sea eater, the only thing you have to understand is eating the sea is good.
You know you're just talking to a dead body, right?
And you're talking to a massive unrealistic monster in the ocean. There isn't a single thing about this setup that makes any sense whatsoever. You are floating kind of close to my mouth, so any final advice or words of wisdom to impart?
Learn from my failure. Don't get up too fast.
The same thing everyone over 30 says.
Wait, what did you say earlier about me becoming part of your legs?
Yeah, I have sphincters inside of my body, leading to chambers in my legs. They gobble up the water corpses from the seas I eat and add their biomass to my legs. Helps weigh my legs down and keep me from tipping over.
Weird. Okay, so do you have a preference? Left or right?
Not really.
Okay, so what if I just hang out in the middle of your mouth? I mean, I can theoretically just live in here for a while, as long as I don't touch the walls, or this weird dangling hair thing.
Yeah, that's not exactly possible. I mean, there's whirlpools inside of my mouth due to my constant movement. You'll splash onto a sphincter at some point, or get caught up in my throat filter. They both lead to the same place eventually.
It's like a washing machine in here, but I never feel clean.
Ah, nothing ever does. Anywho, I'm gonna kinda miss that blobfish, or talking to it at least. It's just different when the fish aren't a part of my body. Can't have a talk with a leg, you know? The biomass of the fish that are caught up in my legs are just meant to weigh the legs down to keep me from toppling over. Maybe I'll meet another blob out there in this ocean someday. Maybe one that's easier to see. Bigger, you know? One that won't be so easy to eat, that I can hang out with and have fun conversations with. Oh, I wonder what mishaps the future will bring.
And then the future happened!
Ooh, there it is! Neptune, baby! Time to drink a sea on an alien world! All that sea and all for me! Nothing bad will happen there, surely! Whee! For real though, blobfish are a kind of fish, famous for looking like this. But, you know, that one's dead. This is what they normally look like. They live at the bottom of the ocean, but often get caught in fish nets. So when they pull the fish nets up, the blobfish get stuck and they get pulled up by mistake. They need the water pressure of their home for their bodies to function, so the rise in pressure causes their bodies to rapidly expand, causing death. And for some reason, most people don't seem to realize that this is a corpse.
Blobfish may not win any beauty contests.
No shit, corpses never do. No one's nominating your dead grandma either, you sicko. And yeah, I've been meaning to cover the water pressure topic for a while, as any kind of tall giant like this would likely have problems pumping blood throughout their body. Then I remember the blobfish and how they tend to die via pressure changes, and I realized that that would be the perfect creature for Sea Eater to meet to illustrate the point. I mean, it only takes 1,000 feet for your ears to pop when traveling on an airplane, and blobfish live at a depth of 3,000 feet, or 900 meters. So anything 9 kilometers tall would be super illogical for blood flow. I mean, you have gravity working against your blood as it tries to go back up, and if it's traveling 9 kilometers, I'm just saying, like, you'd have to have one hell of a heart, or a heart system. I imagine being a bunch of smaller sea eaters connected like this kind of solves that problem, though monsters like bloops still don't make a lick of sense for that. In all honesty, creatures like the blue whale are likely the limit on how big a creature can actually be. And I imagine that the size is only possible due to the water that they live in, and the type of skin. Blobfish don't have scales like most fish, they have loose, flabby skin. So, of course moving upwards is gonna ruin their entire body and kill them. It's also thought that it's the speed of the ascent that kills the blobfish, causing it to expand violently in pressure, but it would likely die at a lesser pressure even if brought up slowly. Its biology is built for the higher pressure. Without that pressure keeping everything in place, its body machinations can't function as intended and their organs fail. Basically their body muffin tops and it kills them. Also, yes, blobfish is too big. I made blobfish as small as I could for visual clarity, but obviously he's way too big to be realistic. It's a comedic cartoon, I don't really care about accuracy. Besides, he's dead, so making it realistic would mean this pink thing would be a dead body, and Sea Eater wouldn't even be there since he's not possible. If we're just looking at measurements, blobfish should be like 1/3 of a meter, and Sea Eater is almost 9 kilometers tall. But if blobfish was as small as he should be here, the movement of the ocean waves would have given you guys motion sickness from the extreme movement. And it would have taken me weeks to fix the keyframes of the camera and blobfish himself. I'm not wasting that much time, I'll just make him bigger for visual clarity. Also, with them both on the screen at the same time, he just looks better at this size. Anywho, thanks for watching. Originally, this episode was going to have one other joke that was going to allude to their space travel, but then I decided to cut that joke out, elaborate on it with a full script, and make it into its own episode. So if this episode does well, I'm working on that one next. I really need this episode to do well to prove to me that Sea Eater is still of interest to you guys. Also, for those curious why I don't do every episode looking like this, these episodes with the super realistic water take way too long to render. It took like 2 days to render every frame of this lengthy ocean scene. Seriously, and I've got a beefy computer, so it's not getting any better. Also, using this kind of water is super limiting in the action since the 3D software lags while animating it. Plus, the water itself doesn't splash or do anything fancy. It just looks nice. It's fun to do once in a while, but I'm not doing every episode in the same way. That'd be boring. Anywho, for real, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially to the end. And thanks to the members for your support. You guys seriously help keep the lights on around here. Like, honestly, going through a bit of a rough patch, but at least I got you guys. Be sure to tell a friend. Bye!